Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and today we're just going to get right into the video, and I'm going to give you the big disclaimer as we start. Anybody that I discuss in this video, if you decide to falsely DMCA strike this video, I promise on my great-great-great-grandparents' soul, alright, that I will go out of my way to spend every dollar that I have to take you to court over a frivolous copyright dispute. I don't care how broken the YouTube system is. Generally, when covering scumbags, okay, sometimes they choose to employ this really terrible act. And yeah, I just want to straight up preface this by saying I will choose to always fight back, as is my God-given legal right. Now that I've basically said everything that I needed to say, today we're looking at an interesting YouTube channel, one that is known as Mo Jamie Music. Now, this channel has about 3,080 subscribers, okay? So a pretty poppin' channel, 565 videos. Now, you might be sitting over here, Muda, why would you cover a channel like this, ladies and gentlemen? It's so small. What did they do that was so wrong? What I'm about to show you is a set of clips that basically makes this guy worse than pretty much every single kick streamer that I've pretty much ever covered on my channel, and might make this guy one of the worst people that I've covered on YouTube. Because what they do is straight up criminal on camera. And at this moment in time, I really do implore that YouTube ban this channel. And most importantly, I really hope that law enforcement gets involved and either deports him from the country he's doing these crimes in, so nobody actually ends up getting really hurt. So going to Mo Jamie's channel, one thing you find is watch my daily gaming live streams and IRL, watch our weekly vlogs. So on the surface, it doesn't sound really crazy. Hey, beautiful people, I'm Mo Jamie, an exciting new artist. I just love singing. I do it a lot in my room and sometimes post it here on YouTube for you amazing people. Okay, look, if you enjoy what I do, share, share, share. So there's immediately like a donation link to a business address, which, dog, how the fuck is e-begging a business? Get the fuck out of here. And of course, you've got TikTok, Twitter. None of this channel ever really aged all that successfully. But if you look at the actual channel, immediately on the surface, you might be like, "Whoa, this guy's just a fan of music, and he's got a girlfriend." Okay, like 57,000 views. Umrah vlog number 4, exploring the sacred lands of Saudi Arabia. So yeah, you know, he's got him and his Korean girlfriend or wife, I guess. Hopefully they're divorced soon. Now, immediately when I'm looking into this guy's history, the oldest video is like 14 years ago. So this guy's been a pretty long time YouTuber. The channel is quite literally older than mine. It is in fact a vintage account on the internet. So a couple unearthed clips showed up that absolutely had me kind of, jaw dropping looking at my screen. So this is one post from r/sadcringe, where again, it was titled "Foreign YouTuber Abuses a Girlfriend and a Dog." So immediately, two of the worst things that I've seen, and all in 1 minute and 4 seconds of a video clip that you can watch right now. So if you look at some of these clips, it is actually pretty difficult to watch. Let's look at the first video right here.
To be honest, I think it's better having menopause than erectile dysfunction.
But I think I already passed the menopause. I'm never horny in my life.
Why are you talking like this? When I'm streaming dumb.
I think we're talking to Willis.
In your mind?
No, I thought talking to Melissa, man.
Are you a loose?
So yeah, that was a clip where literally he got caught physically assaulting his wife on camera. Quite literally, all for just vlogs or clout or whatever. I also like how this started off with him basically talking about erectile dysfunction and menopause, bringing his wife into a conversation. And she pretty much just said, yeah, I think I'm at menopause already. I don't even get horny. And he immediately gets like fucking visibly angry. I guess the fact that your wife can't get off to you is that you look like a broccoli top douchebag. And that might be what's putting her off, okay? You can sit as shirtless and twinked up as you want. But if a woman ain't gonna be attracted to you, dog, there's no amount of physical violence you can do to make her attracted to you. It's fucked up. So then, of course, there are other clips like this where, accordingly, he was racist. Listen to this one.
That stupid back then.
Ooh, insert Asian slur. The Asian slur started with a C. I'm not going to state it for obvious reasons on the platform, but I think there's I think people understand. The next clip is also really disgusting. It's animal abuse, and quite literally, if you watch it right now, I'm surprised if this video would even stay up on YouTube, per the TOS. Look at this.
What are you calling? Go get him, or tomorrow's gonna be a bad day for both of you.
When I beat Shiru with the flip-flop, she always pees herself. I don't know why. Talk. Talk.
So, I don't know if I have to blur this necessary part for the video, but obviously he's kind of kicking the dogs over here. And of course, one of the really gross things in this situation is he's picking up the dogs with just
No,
the
he's my
harness.
food.
You don't do this.
He's my food. The guy's
Like, literally, his wife on camera is like, you can't do that to animals. Like, he's literally picking them up by, like, the harness like this, like, closer to the neck area. Not something that's good. Kicking your dogs and treating them like that is just, again, some of the lowest behavior that I've seen. And it puts this scumbag at a worse level than, like, most of the streamers and douchebags that I've covered.
here look like I swear to God. Sometimes when I'm at the gym, I want to their because they look so hot. Swear to God, you don't even look manly.
Bro, that sounds like some real Taliban, like, you gotta have a beard? Otherwise, you might attract some people, all right? Look, if you're into dudes, you're into dudes, all right? You just gotta be honest about it, okay? Come out of the closet if you can. Most importantly, stop physically assaulting people and abusing animals. You know what's insane about this, too, is, like, literally, like, years ago, this is the kind of stuff that would have been buried and people wouldn't have been discussing. Or, you know, somebody who had these kind of skeletons in the closet wouldn't be brought to light. But now it's just happening on YouTube Live, for crying out loud. Like, I would probably say this might have been like some TikTok live stream or a kick stream. But no, this is happening literally on YouTube Live. And again, this guy is a pretty active streamer as well too, where they constantly just like upload these shitty fucking vlogs all day, every day. Now this guy is pretty used to censorship, and of course if you go to one of the most latest videos, 3.1 thousand views, and of course, interestingly enough, there's only hearts, and let's go! Yeah, I wonder if the comment sections are getting cleaned up over here. This shit is somehow more censored than all of North Korea. It's actually insane to witness. It's crazy shit. So I started to look at some of his other live streams, and of course, it really obviously is apparent that this guy isn't probably from South Korea. In fact, unfortunately, this guy seems to originally be an immigrant or someone that used to live in my great true white north of Canada. Listen to this one right here.
And never whined about it. And he was a workaholic, worked a lot, enjoyed working. And you know, in Canada, it's full of waste men and waste men taking benefits from the government. And my mom told my dad that, you know, you're not a waste man. You can take the benefits from the government since you have an illness. But he said he'd rather die than get a handout from anybody. So he said he's gonna work until he dies. And that's what he did. He came home from work that day and then he got into a coma and passed away. My dad was a top G, bro.
Oh, yeah, it explains it. Your dad was a top G. Of course this guy's a fucking Andrew Tate fan. God damn, it makes sense. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting story. I mean, if you picked up the spousal abuse from your dad, then I really don't have any sympathy for this entire family right there. Yeah, again, ladies and gentlemen, may I remind you, this guy's talking about the waste man collecting benefits in Canada. Dog, you're living on a tourist visa off of the back of your wife in South Korea, based on what a bunch of internet investigators were looking at in this situation. So I really don't think this scumbag has much to talk about with that whole hard work and pick yourself up by the fucking bootstraps. Now, I think the clips that I showed you were pretty much enough to warrant a total ban off of YouTube, and not just a ban off of YouTube, but a serious investigation by the South Korean, embassy to basically revoke this guy's travel visa and have him, deported out of the country. I honestly think this guy should be deported out of Canada. I don't want this scumbag in my country either collecting benefits like Waste Man, apparently, okay? It's not gonna happen. Not on my watch. Not something that I enjoy doing. Now, of course, the reality of this situation is the more I look into this guy, the more he comes across as one of these, Muslim, Allah Ta'ala can only judge me, when in reality, kutte ka bachcha khabis behen chot ko is mulk se bahar phekna chahiye, ladies and gentlemen. I get really mad sometimes, and I just switch languages like that, okay? I'm really sorry. Sometimes it happens. But this guy's just one of those scumbags where it's literally only God can judge me. At the end of the day, he's some reformed scumbag, when in reality, he makes a pretty poor image for Muslims, and let alone his own Arab kind in this situation, in front of the rest of the world. Now, given South Korea's predilection towards misogyny, I really don't think that the South Korean government or the police is really going to do a whole heck of a lot because of the misogyny. I think the animal abuse angle might be a little bit better in terms of reporting, just because obviously if you look at the history of, South Korea, And you might tend to notice that obviously things like the Nth Room case, which I've covered like 5 months ago, where I talked about a seriously messed up blackmail cyber trafficking organization that was literally happening on Telegram between 2018 to 2020 in South Korea. I mean, literally you had people distributing the most illegal of material pretty openly. It wasn't even on the dark web, for crying out loud. I don't think South Korea is really going to touch upon this based on the misogyny angle, okay? And if it's a topic that I really think people should look into, because even according to this one article from eastasiaforum.org, the more I look into it, like this really harrowing statistic, in a 2015 study by the actual government, 80% of respondents, the vast majority of whom were women, reported that they were harassed in their workplace, okay? When you've got 80% of women, all right, quoted in this, or like actually like, assessed, saying that they were harassed, you've got more than just a problem. And of course, Human Rights Watch reported that nearly 80% of male respondents admitted to violent acts against an intimate partner in a 2017 survey. Again, both really shocking statistics. You would think that a country as advanced and, up there as South Korea, one of the largest economies in the world, and of course, one of the more advanced societies, they would treat this topic with a bit more care and finesse. But it seems like the country's got a long way to go. Now, obviously, looking more into this situation, the thing that really baffles me about this is how this is allowed to basically occur for so long. Again, I've covered topics and channels that have been infinitely smaller than this. If you don't remember, about a year ago, I covered a YouTube channel known as Josiah Mizukami, an individual where literally they uploaded a clip where they were talking about the truth of pedophilia, like literally unironically, like actually defending this criminal act. And of course, that person later ended up thankfully getting arrested. Law enforcement actually ended up getting involved. And I think one of the reasons for me talking about this specifically is that, look, at the end of the day, what I've seen is some really disgusting material, but at the end, I think there is a serious fork in the road moment right now where law enforcement, the government, YouTube, and various other platforms this guy is on, whether they be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, can get involved and really give that poor woman actual attention. That poor woman and the dogs, okay? Because at the end of the day, I've seen unfortunate situations. I've researched unfortunate situations where domestic violence ends up putting the abused into a body bag. And usually when situations get to that point, people are sitting there wondering, whoa, what could we have changed? Well, this is a situation where I honestly think this woman could be dead if this guy is just allowed to operate. The kind of looks that he gives her, the easy slaps, especially on camera. Like, this guy clearly doesn't care about what people think about him, right? Or he thinks this might be based or some Chad maneuver, when in reality, it's like, if you're this comfortable doing it on camera, I can only fear how bad things are when the camera is off. So I really do think that law enforcement should get involved. And I think that, honestly, this is a situation where the Canadian government or the South Korean government, preferably both, should really get involved and start revoking this guy's access to either country. Because I don't want him to be a fucking Canadian, and I'm sure my South Korean audience doesn't want this fucker to be a South Korean either, okay? Especially if this dude's rolling off the back of a marriage visa or a tourist visa or whatever fucking low-life shit this guy is doing. At the end of the day, it really comes down to whenever I see these people kind of in this red pill manosphere, I really feel like there needs to be some better parenting. Like, if my dad ever saw me raise my voice to my wife, I wouldn't be making videos the next day. I think I would actually be dead. All right, simple as that. If not at the hands of my dad, then definitely at the hands of my dad-in-law. Simple as that. And honestly, if you're some kind of a man, you should probably consider being respectful to the people that you're supposed to take care of. Your family, your animals, your children. I hope to God this dude doesn't fucking procreate. But at the end of the day, I've seen some really disgusting shit in my time. But this stuff absolutely sends me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even going to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. There's nothing to like about it. I am out.